We're live. Been waiting a while for this. So I'm going to clean up while we're waiting for some people and kind of get things set up here to go. What we're going to work on tonight is a 288 XP. And hopefully we can get this thing together. Because, lo and behold, I actually got parts. So I think I'm going to save the high top for another day. I'm going to go to the side here somewhere. And this low top we will use with the brand new filter, of course. But we're going to set this aside as well. For the moment, don't want to get too excited. We need to work on getting that cylinder head on. So anyway, let's bring you up here on my other phone. That way I can watch comments, see who's on and whatnot. Dave Shively. Haven't seen you on in a bit. That's good. Larry. Sarge, yes. I'm pedaling with this 288. If that's what you call it. And Jay, what's going on? Very nice. 4 people here. Dude, West! Haven't seen you in a bit. Welcome. So yeah, we got to get the cylinder head on. Don't lose the ring. Okay, what I do want to do, let's test squish on this. I don't remember if I did that or not. Let's test squish on this. I'd really like to get a pop tonight. I don't know if we're going to get it, but I sure am going to try. Arbor made it. Good. Good. Let me find the flywheel here. Problem is I'm so doggone clogged here. Tonight we're gonna at least partially fix this whole clog issue. Parts here from e-replacement parts. And it's not all of it, but it's close enough. Clean the flywheel. That's just to hold it so I can check squish, that's all. Okay, now where'd the piston go? I don't know. Oh, here's the gasket. I got the gasket. So this is important. Goes that way. Nope, goes that way. There. Good. Okay. Ah, here's the piston. It's hiding. Clips, ring. I'll do the decomp eventually. Put that right there, actually. I'm just testing squish here. I forget whether I tested it or not, so I'll just test it. You mean a moly coated piston? No. Don't need it. Now I just need the screws. Where did I put those? That's 372 stuff down there. So that must be a metal tray here. Or not. I know I have a metal tray. 268 parts. Here's a part that goes here. Brand new. Did I not take a cylinder head off of here? I did take a cylinder head off of here. So those bolts have to be here somewhere. And if they're not, it doesn't really matter because I have other ones. But it's going to annoy me. Oh, one other box. I forgot. Yeah, here we go. Got it. Guy here. Arby, did you get it from that Greek guy? Better not be 43. And my T-handle for that size is don't tell me it's out in the shed, I don't want to hear it. It's not here. Okay, that's what I'm using at the end. Sorry. That's why you have multiples and multiples and multiples, because you can't ever find. Oh, there it is. You can't ever find it. Why is it over here? I don't know. I just put 2 bolts down. For anybody that was expecting a cooking show where everything is pre-prepared, you're wrong. It says 21 there. It might be a tad tighter when we put it down, but if we're there, then I'm not going to be worried about it otherwise. So let's work on getting this together. Because if it gets a tad tighter, it'll be 20, maybe 19. Should be fine. A little grease on the end of the bolts helps. Okay. Am I going to need to worry about piston in this case? Probably not. Just thinking, like, do I want to put the piston inside the head first, or do I want to put the piston on here and then just attempt to? Well, you know what I do have my ring compressors. They're here somewhere. I guess I could use those. I bought them. Might as well use them, right? So might as well use them. So let's do that. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the cylinder head is set up. So I know my squish is good. So I'm going to put this down for the moment. Don't want to lose the piston pin bearing. Put this down and away for a bit. I'm going to lay this out here. A little bit of white. The carburetor, the block, the air horn, they all kind of go together with single set of screws. So if I can, I'm going to put the whole thing together first. Hey Tim, missed you. How you been? So let's build this. As far as gaskets go. These are OEM gaskets. Don't always use OEM, but these indeed are OEM. This is an original bolt that I got, an intake bolt. Need the carburetor and the air horn too. Here's the brand new carburetor. Brand new Walbro 288 carburetor. Picked it up on eBay for 40 bucks. Best of luck getting it for that price. Okay, so now we need parts. The air horn's pretty clean. Don't want stuff inside here. Running grade, kid swimming, and to DR, Dominican Republic. Yeah, the top end is brand new. That comes from Bob at a Show Turf and Timber. Now, Bob at this point is not doing parts anymore, but he is still shipping some top ends. So, ooh, here's a nice piece. How about a brand new bellows? Brandy new bellows. That's nice. Hey Ed, welcome. These are handle fillers, which I'm not going to need. The other handle will need it. Nobody wants to see that receipt. Oh, new choke. I don't remember whether I had a choke lever or not. This I will need as a gasket for the air filter. That is the throttle idle screw. Deflector plate, that goes with the exhaust, which was over there. That's right here. Yeah, I got a good deal on the Walbro carburetor. Looks like I got 2 chokes. There. This is the oiler screw. Very important. We'll work on that in a bit. On-off switch, also important. Here is an intake bolt. Brandy new. Why does this one look like it's not as... weird. Hopefully I get 2 of them. And a little head thing, that's good. Extra O-ring, which I don't need right this second. Exhaust bolts, which I'll leave over here with the exhaust. Well, now I'm curious, will this even fit? Yeah, it goes. Okay. Did I only get one of those screws? Guess I only got one. Great. Okay, good thing I have another. And let me look around here because I think I did have Allen Long. Yeah, but it didn't have the thread all the way down it. I don't know why it's got the thread all the way down it. Doesn't matter, they'll both work fine. Somebody's playing off of my OCD, that's all. Okay. Intake bolts. Carburetor. Make sure the holes line up. They do. Looks good to me. Same thing here. Blue Loctite. Now, I'm not going to goop up any of these gaskets. There's really not a whole lot of point. These surfaces are fresh, and the gaskets are fresh, so... You can 1184 these if you like, but I'm not going to worry about doing that. Okay, and I'm not going to crank on these quite yet. But that sure looks like it'll be good. Now, I'm not worried about the 20 thousandths that I dropped this. So, I mean, you know, if you're really worried about it, you can obviously deal with that later, but pretty clean. Let's do some goop on there. If I can find it. There we go. Just make sure this is hit with degreaser, that's all. Impulse line is patent. I don't know who's buying the 288. Still waiting for somebody to buy the 394s. Actually, truth be told, I have a lot of saws coming. So if you guys need saws, let me know. I'm gonna have to move them because I'm gonna work on them and then I'm gonna build them. And if anybody sees something they're interested in, please contact me. Okay. Let that sit for a minute. For the 900. For this one, Ed, for the 288. Assuming it runs, I think 800 plus shipping is going to be the number on this one. I know, Larry. I know. It's okay. I believe you. Red Loctite on these bolts. It comes out. And I would port this saw, but I don't see the point. You know, it's got a brand new head. I just hate porting brand new OEM. No, I know, Larry. It's okay. You do what you got to do, buddy. Ed, there's nothing wrong with selling a 576. I wouldn't be ashamed of that at all. This one's going to be fun. It really will be. All right. Piston pin bearing. Coated. If you're a real purist, you can put 2-cycle on it. Fine. Whatever. Not going to argue. I bet the lottery buy this set of tools. I know what you mean, Arbor. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I really made a mistake on this saw. I really spent too much money on it. It's just insanely pricey. And $800 does not cover my cost. That was my mistake. So I'll eat that. Yeah. Man, profit. Did you get that cover, buddy? Did you ever get that cover? And Roadrunner. And yeah, you have issues with that. If compression's at 125 for a 576, something's really wrong. Okay, you should slide in. There we go. Okay. Now, this piston pin, or this circlip, excuse me, the circlip over here is already installed, but I don't like its orientation. I guess it doesn't really matter. It came installed from the factory. It's facing up. I'll leave it. That's fine. Where's the other one? So yeah, William, did you get that cover? I hope you got it and it's good. I never checked the tracking number. Did it show up? Good. Okay, that's down. Okay, should we try the compressor here? The ring compressor? I think I can do it by hand. Maybe just do it by hand. By hand. First try. Okay. Checklist. The circlips are both installed. We have the ring in there. I've checked squish, so I'm not worried about that. Move this to bottom dead center. Set it down easy. Let's get our head bolts. A little bit of grease on the head, and that way it goes down easier. Or you can grab it. Not trying to put it down hard, that's not the idea. black this one off just a shade. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Just a light tap. Hey, Edwin. Yeah, we're moving along. Yeah, Larry, doctor's orders. Get well soon. Okay. 1, 2. 3, 4. See, that's down there. That's not in the way. We're clearanced. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Intake bolts. 1, 2. They're pretty tight. Let's see if I can... Hey, that works good. Put the bellows on here. Bellows is installed. Looks like right now would be a good time to put the stop switch in. Which looks like it's the same as the 394 switch, by the way. Yeah, Tim, I think you're the third guy to mention that. Not tonight, but in general. I don't know why they had to make the switch here basically interfere with the bellows. I'm going to bend it up a little bit. Whatever. Alright, now I gotta get it so it attaches to the chassis pretty good. It looks like M4, like a really small M4 screw would do it. smaller than M4. I don't think M4 goes there. Okay. That's one of my Husky's small screws. Yep, just some random screw that I had sitting around. Fits perfectly. Okay. Hey, Barnard, welcome. Just putting a 288 together here. Very exciting. I'm going to put some anti-seize on the decomp here. Who was saying they can't get these decomps to stay in? Is that you, Larry? Oh, and somebody had a really good comment on the channel, and I'll have to look it up and credit him. But he actually had the part number for the high top filter. This one's gonna be potent. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those pluggable type things. I know you're a big guy, so I'm not a big guy, and most of the guys I sell to, whether they're big or small, they're not usually young guys. All right, we checking the squish? If you're a big guy, then you can still pull these things over. But if you're a medium-sized guy or a small guy, then it's harder. Right on 20, folks. That should do. She's going to be potent. Those are tight. Those are tight. There's a screw that goes at the back of the air horn, and that looks like M5, but there was some funny little adapter thingy on it. I don't know where that is. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought there was some funny adapter on there. Larry, do you know? Oh, actually, I could put the choke lever in. The bolt at the back of the air horns here. Can I just use an M5 flange bolt? I'm gonna put the choke lever in here. I don't want to go. Usually they snap right in. New OEM choke. Says Brazil on it. I think Larry qualifies as big guy. I'll leave it there. All right. M5 flange. Yep, so let me throw some Loctite on this. I think that's too long. Let's use a shorty. That Popeye Brutus. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Good. The ignition. Let's work on the ignition coil. We got an upper coil and a lower coil. Really hoping this upper coil is still good. It will be special thanks to Dustin, assuming it is. Thing with this coil is that I'm probably going to have to put some type of new whatever thing on there. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll do it. A couple of M4 screws. And should be good there. Got something else to lock tight here. So I'm just putting the upper ignition coil on here. Small kill wire or transfer wire. This is actually not the kill wire. This is like the transfer wire or something like that. So it transfers the signal over to this little coil. Route the wire under that and around and click it in over here too. Good. Nice and neat. I am completely unsure whether this is going to be a good idea or not, but I think I have to take this off and put a new hook in there, something for the ignition. Now I gotta find a new hat there. What do I call it? I don't know. What do you call those things? losing my mind. Nope, don't want to do that. Grab it. That might do. No. Crap. Well, so much for getting it to pop tonight. Dustin. Kevin. You're also building a 288. Want to know what mainframe you use? A 266 base will not work. Different crank. You would need to do some significant machining to get that to work, Kevin. Sorry. A 181, 281, or 288 will work. Will bolt up a 288 top end. Well, now I guess I need to order a top coil. Because you can't pull this out of here. Well, that sucks. Well, I definitely cannot get it to pop without this. It will not happen. Yeah, Larry, no kidding. I why would it have come apart in the middle? Whatever. Whatever. Things happen. Trim up my fuel line a little bit here. Well, let's get everything else on here. That's that's disappointing. All right, why not? Let's work on the flywheel, I guess. A little bit of, I got the washer on, a little bit of blue Loctite on here. That's going to go on fine. I see if I find my torque wrench. Where did I put that? Hey, look, here's my compression gauge. Put that back where I found it. Let's put a few things away here, actually. Ah, here's my wrench. Okay. Piston stop. Let's do 15. You can actually do quite a bit on this, but check your clearances. It's not gonna. It's gonna clear the head, or the yeah. It'll clear the cylinder head. Good. Back it off. Remove the stop. We will clean that real quickly, right back. No intervention. Nope. Nope. We keep going. 13 people. 9:15. Tuesday night. Watching me put together a 288. And it ain't gonna... This is not gonna pop, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, do I wish it would, but it's not. Oh, you know what? You can just slide this boy in here. Yeah, like that. Cool. Okay. Loctite again over here. There we go. Business card to gap it. Gave my 395 shoot of gas in the car. Fire told me it didn't run. Well, maybe he was using bad gas, Bob. Okay. I've got a brandy new look out, guys. James is on a mission to pick you up and then come up here and have an intervention. And James, in case you missed it, I am disappointed to report that this will not pop tonight. Just trying to find a better way to route these silly cables. Well, it ain't happening. Oh, Kevin. Yeah, you can't do a 266 bottom end with a 288 top. That doesn't work. A 181, 281, or 288 crankcase will work with a 281 or a 288 top. The issue is the cranks are different. The stroke is different. Yeah, the top coil broke. Oh, it's not been my night. The top coil broke. Let's see if the starter cover's on here. Funny, we didn't change the rope out on this. I guess we didn't. The rope's still on here, so still intact. Maybe I'll just leave it. Yeah, Kevin, you'd have to do some significant modifications and whatnot to a crankcase to get that to work. Anybody else want to answer that question for James? How's it going, Brandon? Kevin, I like the enthusiasm, buddy. But certain things don't work. Yeah, the biggest top end you can stick on there is a 272 top, I think. Assuming you're not doing other stuff. Again, it would need some significant modifications to do other stuff. Yeah, I know it's raining here too, Brandon. Doesn't seem like it'll ever end. Get a case for parts with no tag. So the 266 is a monster, but I have a 272. The 266 is the earlier version, And then I think there was 268 and then 272 eventually. But I'm not a great Husky historian there in that respect. Yeah, the crankcase, the stroke, that's the issue. Yes, the crank and crankcase are different for 266, 268, 272 versus the 288, 281, and 181. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. It's not a Concours level build, but it's nice. Okay, a couple of bolts here for the exhaust. The anterior case bolt. The dog bolt's got to be loosened. This certainly drives me berserk about this particular build, is that the dog bolt is essentially integral with this bracket. I don't like that design. Now I need the new gasket. No more gaskets. Done with the gaskets. You can do port matching and all that crazy stuff if you'd like. Okay, do a little bit of red Loctite on the exhaust bolts. guess that flange has to go in first. It looks like the exhaust flange should fit here. There it goes. Wow, this is a puzzle. Of course, the gasket got in the middle of everything here. There we go. It's just definitely more of a puzzle than you'd like, that's all. One bolt to the front here, M5. Anterior case bolt, now with Loctite on it. Two exhaust bolts. Okay. Anterior case bolts. Matt, if I was subscribed to your channel a year ago, never sold 15 cents, 21 hearts, 21 ones, 394, 268. Chris Kringle. Yeah, it looks like his fuck is cleaner. Such a pain in the neck. I really wish would get a pop tonight, but because this stupid part is bad. Yeah, Chris, I'm like $1,100 in parts in this. So No, I didn't break anything. It was broken. Just a washer in there. Okay, now let's see. Actually, these are also exhaust bolts, which I now don't need. I need this part, which I believe is the same as the 394 part. Drum. Couple more things here we'll do tonight. We don't usually get tornadoes. Yeah, the darn thing literally fell apart in my hands, so the upper coil. So there's literally nothing I can do. Before I do that, let's undo these screws one at a time, because somewhere around here I have the proper ones. Actually, let's see which one would be easiest to get to. That one would be easiest to get to. Let's guess what? They don't fit. The heads are too big. I think these are actually ignition coil bolts for 394s. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some red Loctite on these and call it a day, because These actually fit. I was literally waiting for weeks to have these bolts. I ordered what should have been the correct ones, and they're not. Very simply. I'm just going to put red Loctite on these. Put them down, and that's that. Ice cream time. Sounds good, Larry. Have a great night. Good having you here, buddy. Heal up. Good night, Chris. Oh, Chris, you're staying. Good. Another question. Can I use the 266 crank? 266 crank and a crank and piston. You mean 266 crankcase and 288 crank and piston? No. It probably won't fit for a couple of reasons. One, the 288 uses 6203 bearings, the 266 uses 6202s. So different size bearings, different size everything. So it would, like I said, it would take a significant amount of machining to get it to shoehorn in there. One 281, 288 use the same crank, as does the 394. 394 shares the same crank. Some grease. Greased up piston pin bearing. Sorry, a clutch. Pin bearing. Clutch drum bearing. Need a pin though. Here. Where are my rims? My rims. I don't know what happened to it, but oh, wait a minute. Got an 8-pin sitting around, so I guess I'll use this. I guess we put the top handle on and get a compression reading. What do you guys think? That'll work, right? Yeah, so if you have a 266 crankcase and a 266 crank, a 288 crank is not going to fit in the crankcase. It's got completely different bearings, completely different size crank. It's not going to work. How far away 288 from being changed into a 394? I don't know. It's the same crank, but I have not played around with the chassis enough to see if a 394 top would fit. Well, this is going to be like 175 at least. Yes, an actual kill switch and a decom. All right, let's get the top handle on here. You'd think if I'm $1,100 into a saw that I would have a decompression valve and a stop switch. Let's see what will work here. Fine. Got a new kill switch in the toolbox. I know what that works in here. Need something kind of old school looking, you know? I need it kind of short. Almost here, guys. This is the type of stuff that drives me crazy. For sure. Because I don't think that's going to be too long. On some crankcases, you have to be real careful because you end up with bolts that are just too long. And then it goes through, and that's kind of a problem. This one, it doesn't look like this is going to be an issue. They're not, these aren't heavy enough. I need bolts here. Too thin. These will work. Are we taking bets on what the compression is going to be? What's the max RPM on 200T? I don't know. You can probably set it higher than that, but 13.5 sounds good to me. 266 crank. Again, the stroke is wrong, Kevin. Hey, Steve. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're doing good here. Let's see if I can get it to 150 with the decomp on. $140 with the decomp on. Decomp off. Can I pull it? Yeah. $170 on the nose. Hey, Dom. I did use a gasket, but I still have 20,000 squish, so it's basically perfect squish. No machining, no break-in, completely cold. I have WD-40 in the bore. A little bit of break-in, you'll be up to 175, 180 without too much trouble, I don't think. So the only thing it's missing is this upper coil right now. Let's get the outer dog here. One thing I don't like is I don't mind the aftermarket clutch covers, but these are weak. I would love to get it to start. I can't. It will not start because I do not have the upper coil. The upper coil that I had busted. It busted right in my hands. Two-piece coil setup. Should pop out, but it didn't. Actually, I got a whole pile of these things, so I'm not really worried here. M4. 5, M4. I need a longer one. Longer M4. See if we can get this to pop out. Yep. Okay. Let's pop this out this way. Get an Allen in here. When you're doing this, that thing has got to be in front of that. Okay. There's a spring in here. You have to make sure it's aligned. That's all. two pieces go back, and then let's see if this still works. It might not. Just bashed it. There it goes. Okay. That should do. Get rid of this. So this is an OEM brake flag here. The aftermarket ones just don't hold up. Right, it should be dumped in the garbage anyway. And sometimes the powder coat gets caught on the threads here, so don't worry about that. That goes on like that. Not interfering with the muffler, so that's good. I'll just leave the muffler as it sits. But what I do want to do want to go back here and change this out real quickly. There's a washer in here. I have a nicer one, I think, that I happen to find. Yep, that'll work. That's better. Okay. Funny, the rubber almost looks like it's interfering with the crankcase here. All seems to be seated. Okay. That'll be fine. Take care, James. Have a good night. Best of the family. You need a single round exhaust port. Chris, I have better than that. I don't know if you can see the muffler mod that I did. I welded this. I welded that on. This is a Red 97 large deflector. Don't worry, this is going to sound just fine. Hey, Larry. Did Larry go? The 288 XP Lite, as far as I know, the only thing that it was missing was that big, the big thing in the front here, the big spring. So now I got to go find the top coil here. I got to go find a top coil now. I don't know where to find one of those. I contacted Dustin specifically because of it. Oh well. So yeah, the light is just missing the spring. Yeah, and there are studs that go on here on the air intake. Lovely. Leonard, afternoon. Hey, Leonard. So I'm missing an ignition coil and the studs that go here. Want the blue top on it? I can't. Both these air things here, both of them don't have the studs. I need the studs. You can put the top cover on, but it's just ain't gonna help, you know. Oh, no decomp. We need the decomp hole. $394 intake prototype is on its way. As of today. Drilling a hole in the blue cover. Not yet. Not yet. I think I'll set it up as a low top. But I'm missing the studs and the upper coil. And then this will definitely go. No question about it. All right, my eyes are closing. I gotta go to bed. Throw all this stuff over in the box. I'd love to hear it pop, but it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, guys. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. But nothing I can do. I don't have the part. So yeah, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm tired. I've been up since 6:30, so we will revisit this very, very soon, and we will get it to pop. Okay. I'm not excited about leaving the saw in current state, and we need to get it moved on to a new home. So I have lots more saws coming, and we're gonna fiddle around with a lot more stuff. So stay tuned. If I get some goodies, probably end of the week we'll go live and see what turns up. Okay. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for hanging out and stay safe, guys.